What does Spirit want the Soul Strong members to know today? First, we have the King of Swords. Then we have the Eight of Wands in reversed. And then we have the Five of Cups in the upright. The King of Swords is talking about knowledge. I know what I'm doing. I am solid in a plan, or I'm working on getting solid in a plan. I'm strategizing, I'm thinking, I'm using my intellect. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do something. I'm charging ahead, but I'm not rushing into it like a Knight of Swords would do, but I'm trying to be very logical, very clear-minded about what's going on here, instead of being the way maybe a Knight of Swords would be and just charge in. But it's still a lot of energy and a lot of power behind this movement, and a lot of thought behind it. But then you have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, which is kind of telling you to slow your roll just a little bit, to just stop, take a step back, slow down a little bit. Don't charge ahead. And this may be difficult for you. This may be difficult in that when you're working on an idea, something that maybe you're excited about, it's hard for you to not just overdo or rush in too fast or overcommit. Or so it's saying, don't repeat past mistakes. And then there's something in the background. So there's you here in the foreground that looks like a King of Swords, and with a little bit of a warning of the Eight of Wands in the reverse, of just, take your time. You don't have to do everything all at once. But then they're in the background, meaning it's not in the forefront of your mind. It's not something that you're thinking about all the time. But there's this energy of grief, of loss, and looking at the failures, looking at what hasn't worked, what went wrong, instead of looking at what could go right. You're kind of still holding this energy of grief of what failed in the past, of what went wrong. So that's kind of tagging along behind you. So a word of advice here from, let's get some advice. What's the advice from Spirit regarding what's going on for our Soul Strong members? What's a word of advice? So it's balance, but it's about juggling too many things, or not getting in over your head. And again, I think this is kind of, if you have sword energy, if you have air energy in your chart, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, this may be difficult for you to not just charge ahead with an idea. But this is talking about careful. This is more another warning. Careful, don't do too much. Don't commit to too much. Don't try too hard. Don't try too hard. And what should they do to shake off this energy that's hanging around in the background that would definitely sabotage the efforts. What should they do about that energy? What should they do about that energy? And you have the Strength card. You have to really watch your language. You have to really focus on positive affirmations. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can remain balanced. I can remain strong. I can remain a King of Swords and not just rush in and turn into a Knight of Swords. I can be logical. I can maintain my balance. I can very positive. You must remain very positive. And turn around. Stop looking at the failures and what has failed in the past. Stop listening to that ego voice in your head talking to you about how, you tried this before, you did this before, it didn't work out, it's not going to work out this time, it's always been the same, you always fail, you always mess this up. Like that dialogue, you just have to be able to come away from that dialogue and turn around and look at those 2 cups behind you and say, I have 2 cups here. I have 2 full cups. And this is what I'm focusing on. And what am I going to do with these 2 full cups? What am I going to do with these 2 full ideas? What am I going to do? And what do I enjoy about this? Let me focus on what I enjoy about this. Anytime the ego voice wants to talk to you about all the failures and nobody wants this or wants that or won't do that or doesn't love me or doesn't want me, like turn around, look at those 2 cups. What do I have here? And what do I enjoy about this thing? And how can I enjoy it even more? That needs to be my focus.